sugar-free ketchup, edamame, and this is just some ready rice from Aldi's. I'm gonna do maybe like a fourth of this. Maybe a little bit more than that.
They're gonna be able to see your face.
You're such a loser.
That you hate me in the video. Good.
Oh my god. Okay, we're back for a sit down video. You guys love these so much, and I'm very happy to sit down and talk to you guys. To anybody who likes to listen to nursing content, I love videos about nursing. I love talking about it. I love hearing others' input, that kind of thing. So here we are, we're sitting down. One of the first things I would like to address before I get 30,000 comments in the description box is about my glasses. I have been asked about my glasses that I've been wearing for the last 6 months-ish all the time. Like, I get questions consistently. These are actually blue lights. So if you've never heard of blue light glasses, I get mine from a company called Classy Network, and I'm actually gonna partner with them on this video. And I don't know how I did nursing school without them. I don't know how I did clinicals. I don't know how I worked as a CNA. I don't know how I just lived without them. They block blue light, essentially. So if you're somebody who sits at a computer all day long, or you look at your phone, you work from your phone, if you do anything from a screen, blue light is actually a part of the visible light spectrum, which can be harmful to your eyes and just sleep in general, being able to go to bed, thinking about when you lay on your phone at night and you have that when you have that bright light in your face. You know how we have like nighttime mode on our phones? If you don't turn it to that and you block the certain kind of light that's in your phone, you're gonna stay awake longer. If you've ever experienced that, I certainly have as a nursing student and as a nurse in general, looking at screens all night. If you're not blocking that light, if your eye is constantly being exposed to that, it can affect you in different ways. You can cause eye strain. You can have difficulty sleeping. Your eyes can just hurt. And I especially have found these useful going into night shift, because most of my night is spent charting, staring at a computer in a dark room. That's one of the things that's a big deal for me, is when I work nights and I go into my patient's room, I don't like turning on all of their lights at night, so I try and work with my computer screen and it's bright. So when I go in the room, it's black and I have my bright screen, and my eyes just start to hurt if I don't have something like these on. So I try and wear these as often as I can. I do not wear them all night shifts, every single night shift, but they definitely are helpful to have in my bag, and I will throw them on to either chart or, you know, because at night you're tired, and sometimes I will take them off to rub my eyes. So I have them on hand in my bag, and I absolutely love them. I do not know what this phone is doing either, but I grabbed another pair to show you guys. These ones are, this is the bold. I think this is bold too. Yeah, these are just different shades. So this one is kind of like a, grayish print. This one's the brown ones that I was wearing. And then I have a couple other pairs too. I keep some in my work bag, I keep some in my purse just to use at different points in time. So I guess the main point of me showing you guys is because it has decreased eye fatigue, headaches, migraines, tiredness in my eyes. I just feel less of it when I wear them. So I just have up here to show you, and the ones I'm actually wearing are right here. But as you can see, there's tons of different styles, lots of colors for different ones. I have a couple of these. Whoops. I have a couple. And to answer your question, if you are asking if you can wear your contacts with them, I do. I have my contacts in right now. Contacts in, they're not prescription, so you don't need prescription in any way. They're just great. They block the light, and it's great for people who look at screens all day. So if any of you are interested in trying them, I do have a discount code in the description box below. You can get 20% off with my code, and they're awesome. I love them. I highly recommend them. Nursing school, nurse, anybody who works with screens a lot, you're gonna love them. Anyways, enough about my blue lights. And I'm hoping that the lighting thing doesn't, because you can see. So I just wanted to give somewhat of an update on my nursing journey, because I know a lot of you are here for that. Obviously my channel is transitioning more into lifestyle, me basically sharing my life with you as a nurse, as a person, growing, changing, evolving. That's what it's all about, and that's what I love doing, is creating content, all kinds of content, sharing different parts of my life besides nursing, because there's a lot more to me than just being a nurse and the nursing student who put up a million nursing student videos. I want you guys to see other sides of me and what I love in my life, and you know, sharing different aspects because I feel like that's more exciting. But the main topic of this video is going to be comparing day shift to night shift. Do I work both? Which one do I work more? Which one do I like? What do I think you should start on? What are the benefits? What are the cons? What are the pros? Same thing, whatever. So day shift versus night shift is very complex in the terms of there's definitely pros and cons to each one. I feel very strongly about both of them, and I do work both. I am rotating. I work way more nights than days just by preference. I choose to do that because I like them better. On nights, I like being on nights more, and as I've become more comfortable as a nurse, it's been a little bit easier to hop back on days and get into the realm of things. But I would say some of the biggest comparisons that you'd have to think about is, number one is obvious, which is sleep. If you're going to work day shift, you're going to be on a normal schedule. Yes, you're going to be tired and you're going to be working a lot. You're going to be working most of your days, but you're also not going to be dead tired as you would be when you're doing the complete opposite of your circadian rhythm and working at night. So that is one of the pros of days, is you are going to be on a normal sleep schedule versus being on a complete non-normal sleep schedule and doing the opposite of what your body wants to do. That is one of the pros of day shift. There's lots more help on day shift. I feel that there's still a lot on nights and you're still going to have help, but there's just a lot more resources for you on day shift in terms of caring for your patients. The doctors are there, the primary team is there. This is just my hospital I'm giving examples on. I work at a very big hospital, and the primary care team's going to be there. The people you want to ask questions are going to be there. Another pro to day shift versus night shift is, and this isn't always the case, this is not always the case at all, day shift is way busier than night. And I think that that makes a lot of sense. I think that's easy to understand, that there's going to be a lot more things going on during the day because the patient isn't sleeping. They should be sleeping, but most of the time on days they're not. So procedures, tests, labs, surgeries, basically anything that the patient is typically in the hospital for is probably going to happen on a day shift versus a night shift. Do things happen at night? Absolutely. If you admit somebody and you need something done, or they need some sort of emergency of any kind, it could happen on nights easily, but the chances of that are kind of low. You're going to have more opportunity to do things on days and probably see things more often than you would on nights just starting out. Again, that is not the case all the time. Things happen on nights all the time, procedures and stuff. But a lot of the times, if it is going to happen like that, it's going to be because they just got here and it's an emergency and it needs to happen now, or something went wrong. So that is another example. Another pro to day shift is the fact that you're going to be involved in anything that's changing on the unit. Really needs to be known, like policies or different changes or meetings or people coming and doing in-services, teaching things. Those are all things that happen on day shift, so you're going to be around for those and you won't miss something. For example, we just had our heparin policy change, and that's way more driven on days, and people are around to kind of beat it into you as to what that policy is. But on nights, it's a little more difficult and you need to look things up more often or find things in emails, because when you're sleeping during the day, you're not always aware of changes, but you need to be on top of your game. So a pro of being on day shift is those things are kind of more reiterated to you and you are more understanding of what those are because the resources are there to help you. So I guess what I'm saying is you never really miss anything important on days. Another pro to day shift would be the fact that you are more exposed to your management team. So they are able to see you grow as a nurse. They're able to see you work as a nurse and have an idea of how you are as a person. Not to say that everybody cares about that, and maybe you aren't working towards being a charge, or maybe you don't care about that. Maybe you don't really feel that you need to show your management team your skills. But I have always felt that when I work days and my management team's around, I'm able to prove myself a little bit more, prove that I'm able to handle situations, prove that I'm able to work through, problem solve. And if I need help, they're there to see me asking for it instead of just trying to handle things on my own. Because the truth is, guys, on a unit, like my specific unit I work on, it's very complex and high paced, and they're very sick people. So a lot of the times we do need help with things. If multiple things get ordered at once and you have blood cultures and labs and you need to get the patient to a procedure, or they need to go to CT, MRI, whatever it is, and you have all these things happening at once with not only one but multiple patients, you're going to have to ask for help at some points, and having your management there to see you being a team player, being an active leader, it's kind of fun. It's nice to show them that you're able to handle what you're doing, and get them to see your skills a little bit. Going off of the sleep thing, you definitely don't feel dead on your days off like you do on nights. I definitely feel more tired. I'm way better about it now, but when you work day shift and you have a day off, you are just waking up. It's just another day. You worked yesterday and the day before and the day before, and now you have a few days off. You don't feel tired, and you're able to take more advantage of your days off versus when you work night shift and you have a day off. You can feel pretty drowsy or tired, lethargic for a few days. It just kind of depends on how you react to the situation and work to make yourself feel better, and if whether that takes loads of coffee or whatever, you definitely don't feel as tired on your days off than you would on nights. Okay, I think I'm gonna hop right into the pros of night shift, and then we'll go cons with both, and I'll kind of intertwine them. But definitely some pros on night shift would be the fact that there are less people around. It is more chill. You are able to process what's going on a little bit better, and that's not to say all the time because it can get pretty busy on nights. I am typically busy from 7 to 11 normally. If I have less time, if I'm done by 9, that means I have a pretty decent group of patients who don't need a lot of attention, but typically I'm moving from 7 to 12 and constantly going and getting stuff done. But then from that point afterwards, instead of on days where your pace is going to keep up because things happen in the afternoons and people are discharging and admission and that kind of thing, on nights it's more the people are sleeping. They should be. If you have patients with dementia or people who can't sleep, then yeah, you're dealing with that for the night. But if you don't, typically you have a chance to read your patient's notes and understand what's going on with them. And it's just a little bit better for a new grad, in my opinion. Yes, can new grads work days? Absolutely. I believe you can do either one. But I personally, with my anxiety and how I started out as a nurse, I definitely am glad that I started on nights and was able to get my groove and understanding of what I'm doing so that I can pop onto days and be way more confident with myself and handle anything that's thrown at me. Another pro to night shift is definitely the pay. You definitely make more money on night shift than you do on days, and that's another reason why I have enjoyed working nights. The differential is pretty significant for me, and if you work overtime or you pick up shifts, which I don't do very often at all, you definitely make more money, and it's just a pretty significant thing if you look at your paychecks when you work a month. When I work a month of basically days and then I worked a month of nights, the pay differential was pretty significant. So I have just tried to work more nights specifically for money. I'm trying to pay off loans. I'm a new grad. I feel it's been more beneficial to me with the money to have the extra cash, and you know, it's a pretty big deal to some people. A lot of people work nights and work less so that they don't have to work as much, and it just kind of balances it out. But it's a pro and it's a con. You can think of all the different things, but it's definitely a pro with the with the differential that you make on nights. There is a lot better opportunity for families on night shifts because I don't actually have kids. I don't have any animals, but a lot of the people I work with work better when they work nights because they're able to wake up and, you know, take their kids to school, make their kids dinner, spend that time with them, versus on days if you're working a 12-hour shift, you don't always get to be home with your family, so that can be difficult. I like the fact that I'm able to have dinner with Sam if we both work nights, or, you know, have that afternoon so that I can talk to my family or do something here on social media, just have that extra time. So that's definitely a pro, is that you see the sunlight more. And I know it seems like you wouldn't, but you definitely are able to have a chunk of your day, whereas if you work day shift only, you only really see that on your days off because you go into work and it's dark, and you come out of work and it's typically dark unless it's summer or whatever, but you don't have that much time to do anything during the day. So kid pickups, family stuff, you're not really going to get to be a part of that when you work day shift because you're pretty much gone all day long. Another reason that I love night shift is because just personally, this is just maybe on my unit, my hospital, but the teamwork that I have experienced on night shifts is just insane versus on day shift. When everybody is so incredibly busy, it can be hard sometimes to always find lots of people to help you. There totally is. You totally have help on days. I just feel like the night shift teamwork is just something I can't describe. I love the people I work with. Everybody's always willing to help you and get you through whatever you need to get through. It's just, I really enjoy the teamwork on night shifts. I guess that was kind of difficult to talk about pros and cons, but I definitely see the pros and cons to both of them. I feel like you can kind of pull them off of what I said, but there's definitely a lot, and some cons that I can just pick on both nights and days. Cons of nights, you definitely don't get, like, you definitely feel more tired. Cons of days, you definitely have a lot more going on during the day, which can be pretty hectic, especially if you're new and you don't know what you're doing. I remember my first day shift was my birthday actually last year and this year, and it was just so much. It was so much. I was pretty overwhelmed, but there are people to help you. It's not the end of the world. You're definitely going to have help either way, but you just kind of have to weigh the pros and cons of working either one. And sometimes when you work days, you're not able to update everything like you would like to. You're not able to update RN notes or, you know, get everything in the computer as you would, and sometimes it takes staying later to chart, and that's something that has that drives me nuts. And that's just kind of coming with time, that you'll get better with charting, but some days you don't sit down to chart until 2 o'clock. Another thing about days is you're going to see a lot more family members and visitors and people in and out. And another thing about nights is you're not going to see that very often. There may be a couple family members that stay overnight, but for the most part, everybody goes home. And that's why I enjoy it a lot, is the fact that there's not so many people. There aren't people asking you questions all day long. PT, OT, RT, like everybody is pretty much gone. Well, not everybody. There's still RT there because we use RT at night, but like PT and OT go home for the day, and so there's not tons and tons of people asking you questions, which is something that I enjoy on nights, not being bombarded all the time. But I also love sometimes, I also like the fact that I rotate, because I get to taste a little bit of both. Sometimes I'll work like 3 weeks and I'll work 3 weeks in a row of nights, and I'll be like, I need to flip back to days so I can have a little bit more of the days reality. It's nice to see both sides of the shifts, because both of the shifts are hard. There isn't one that's better than the other. They both have their difficulties. They both have their pros. They both have their good days and bad days. But at the end of the day, it's going to matter which one are you going to be able to adjust to and work with the best. And if you're a new nurse and you have to do both, just know, sitting here right now, I'm telling you, that is completely normal. You're not alone. A lot of us do that, and it's just something you have to deal with being new and being fresh. So get your experience, find out what you like. I promise you, they're both not bad. You will make it through both. Everybody does it. It'll be okay. I'm a witness to tell you I've done both for almost a year, and it works out. I promise it works out. So I'm sorry if that video was kind of jumbled. This is just me sitting here talking, thinking about the pros and cons of day shift versus night shift, and letting you guys know what's up. So let me know if you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe for more videos. I do not know what's going on. This is what I look like all the time. So when I have my videos with my hair down, I'm so appreciative. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you are having a wonderful day, a wonderful week. And if you guys are interested in checking out my classy blue lights, make sure you click in the description box below and let me know if you try them. Send me pics. They're so cute. There's so many to try. I need to go nap so that I can sleep for night shift. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.